Germany has a long-standing tradition of embracing innovative artistic ideas, many of which have shaped the landscape of its capital, Berlin. From the Baroque palaces and sculptures to the Bauhaus Archiv Museum in the heart of the city, the presence of some of Europe's most influential artistic movements is clear to see. And it's from the world of art that the sport of chess boxing was born. It was conceived by Serbian Enki Bilal, who used chess boxing as the central storyline in his graphic novel The Cold Equator. This inspired Dutch artist and chess enthusiast Ipo Rubing to embark on organizing real-life matches as performance art.
It's a very tough and devilish game, but if you succeed in one way or the other, it's very rewarding at the end.
These early artistic ideas have developed into a serious competitive sport, with matches in Berlin drawing crowds in excess of 1,500 people. We travelled to the World Chess Boxing headquarters in Berlin to see the progress this fledgling sport has made. Rubing is the creator and driving force behind chess boxing. After fighting in the sport's first ever match in 2003, he set up the World Chess Boxing organization and set about looking for willing participants who were equally adept at both disciplines. 6 years on, Rubing now claims to have over 150 professional competitors.
It's expanding now. I think the next year, it could become exponential. Hopefully, of course, because all these organizations generate media attention, and even more people who are interested in the sport are likely to join the movement.
With a body already set up in Great Britain, this year saw the emergence of an organization in Siberia. In February, they hosted their first ever competitions, and their venue, the Ivan Yarygin Palace of Sport, will host the World Championships later this year. Despite its geographical isolation, it appears that Siberia could be the natural breeding ground for the next generation of chess boxers.
They have a long tradition on amateur boxing, and they basically grow up with the game of chess. So we already knew that Russia, and especially Siberia, has a lot of potential, but of course through its first fighter, Nikolai Sashin, it proved that we were right.
19-year-old Sashin had never fought in a competitive chess boxing match before he took on the godfather of chess boxing, Frank Stolt of Germany. The neo-physicist from Siberia defeated the experienced riot cop from Berlin within 5 rounds. Sashin dominated the opening 2 boxing rounds, causing Stolt to lose concentration on the board, gifting the young Russian his queen and conceding defeat. It was a sign that the sport was evolving and the bar had been raised. "21-year-old Sebastian Bauersfeld is another of the new generation of chess boxers helping to improve the standard within the sport. Currently studying for a master's degree in computer informatics, Sebastian first attended the Chess Boxing Club in Berlin in 2006 and now has a record of 5 wins in 6 fights. At the club, he works on a variety of techniques that aim to minimize the effect boxing has on his ability to concentrate on chess.
The challenge is to be able to adapt between 2 differing rounds of activity. You've got one round of boxing where you exhaust yourself, you sweat, you're aggressive, adrenaline kicks in, and you try to dominate your opponent within that round of boxing. Then, after 3 minutes, it's over, and you're out of breath. You're still thrilled by the speed of it. Your heart's racing. Then you get to the chessboard, and you're still breathing heavily, but you have to calm yourself down.
Sebastian also competes as an amateur boxer and has a small but loyal following. However, as a chess boxer, he fights in front of much bigger audiences. Despite this fact, chess boxing is still regarded as a novelty by many observers.
Most people still sneer when I tell them that I'm involved in chess boxing. They say it's not a real sport, just fun and games. However, the reality is that it is extremely challenging. The boxing part is just as hard as real boxing, and the chess part is even harder than real chess, because you are physically tired. At the moment, the sport is just seen as a fad, because it gets a lot of attention from broadcasters. It would be nice if the sport could be treated more seriously, particularly from people who can push it to a higher level, because chess boxing has a very bright future.
The new built-to-resist camp in the upmarket Berlin district of Mitte underlines just how seriously the sport is taken by its practitioners. Rubing built the camp as the ideal setting for fighters to prepare in the build-up to tournaments.
I used to worry a lot about preconceptions of the people, or prejudices, or they thought it was a joke. But I actually stopped because I've heard that story so many times before, and we've convinced so many people in the meantime, so I don't see that as a problem. The only problem is people haven't seen it for themselves.
In a bid to make chess boxing a truly global sport, Rubing hopes that within the next 5 years, he'll have established clubs across 5 continents, with the USA and France the next targets.
We just have to continue to get more fights. We have to support the people who want to set up clubs all over the world and part of the organization. And then it's our duty as the World Chess Boxing Organization to, get the best people out there and fight, and have them fight against each other and see who's best, basically, and make sure that the quality of the fighters gets better each event we're pulling off.
And we'll bring you coverage from the World Championships in Siberia next month.